So, and Tracy said, like, this is what I'm looking to do. I don't know if I want to move. I'm in California. I have a strong business. She wants to move to Oklahoma. She's already been in the process of moving. Should I abandon ship what I have and rebuild? And I said, well, do you have a strong team? What do you think? Like, could you keep it going? She said, I've been doing okay with it, but I think I can keep it going. And if I do want to still do Oklahoma, then I can. And I said, well, let's do. So we talked about it, and she has kept this hustle, and that proves mailbox money. So we talk about mailbox money in a lot of ways. You can be a Florida agent who does marketing and advertising for somebody in another state and just get referral deals. You can build these referral relationships, which a lot of you do with the agent referral map. And I heard that a couple times, that I found somebody on the agent referral map and then they joined Inner Circle because of it. And you've built that relationship. But you are doing those state to state and nationwide plays. So her play for this is a little different, where she runs the whole team and she was done living in that state but wanted to move somewhere else. So I think everybody can learn from that. So Tracy, if you could stand up and join us on stage, and if we can get maybe a little bit of music for Tracy. Here she comes. Everyone's chanting, Tracy, Tracy. So this is Tracy Tipton. So she had her business in Bakersfield, California, and then she moved to Oklahoma. So I know you're a little nervous. It'll be all right. You see, you can't really see everybody.
She's not nervous. That was back there.
Yeah,
that's over now.
She shook it off. She's
that's
good.
That's right.
Oh, yeah. That's great.
So just hold that up so make sure when you're talking, everybody can hear you.
Can you hear me okay?
Yeah. So just kind of give your story of, you had a successful business and then you wanted to make the move, but you didn't want to abandon ship. So that little bit of the, how it transpired, where you kept it going.
So I had originally was looking to abandon California. Love California, born and raised there, and really wanted to keep my business. I've been in real estate for 16 years, and it's really hard to just step away. Always do everything I can. It doesn't matter if I make any money at the end of the deal. I just want to make sure my clients are super happy, they got what they wanted, and I'll close the deal. And I didn't want to leave that. How do I do that and go to another state? So I'm, okay, I can do it. I'll find a way to do it at the end of the day. It doesn't matter what it takes. So I jumped ship, move to Oklahoma. I have a team, and I had 3 at the time, and one, she's so involved with her daughter. She's in high school, and she's like in every sport you can imagine, wrestling, swimming. So she decides she's not doing real estate anymore. And then one decides she's moving to Texas. So I have one left, and she runs my ship there, thank God. And she's amazing. She used to do commercial. And so I had to figure out, how do you run your business in California when you're 1,100 miles away? It was a big adjustment. I would highly recommend, don't just jump ship and then go back and say, what do we do? It was a really big wake-up call, so to speak, and really trying to balance and holding her accountable, because she's like, oh yeah, she'll just, she just keeps doing everything she does and I'm here. And no, it's not like that anymore. You need to be held accountable and making sure that she's doing her part. So then it's like, here's the part I'm doing. I do all this end, and which is the calls and the follow-up. She has her calls and follow-up, but I'm finding out, like, from the beginning of, if I'm screening everything and she does the follow-up and they get everything, I do the letters, they call me. Well, now I put a number where they can call both of us, and the people, like the letters and we're sending and the follow-up, those videos, I have to tell you, I was so against those dang videos I did last year. I wouldn't post them. People love them.
You're talking about, to clarify, the original, the faceless?
The original videos ones where he interviewed me, and
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
I would not post them. I absolutely was like, nope, not posting it. I can't do it. And it's as you say, nobody gives a shit what you look like.
Yeah.
But I was no, because it's just like, it's your own, you get in your head.
Oh, yeah.
So I would not, so you did the new ones, and we did the funnel boxes.
Mm-hmm.
that thing has been incredible.
Awesome.
And I have so many people, like, we're getting ready, like, we're prepping the house, we're doing this, we're follow up. So she's the one who, I run it from my house. I go out like every 4 to 6 weeks. I fly out there. I try to set up as many appointments, so I go out there and I feel like I sleep 2 hours and I run for 22. And I literally go like, I don't even, what day is it? And I'm out there for 10 or 12 days, and I come back home. And it's appointment after appointment after appointment, and getting everybody like lined up. And I have been, definitely tracking a lot of the, like age, because everything through Forewarn. So I do a lot of the tracking on that, because we've been talking a lot about who, the boomers and seniors, and huge for us. I'm actually getting calls from independent senior living, and they want us to come over and meet with them.
Wow.
And be their representative. So anybody who...
Write that down.
Great idea, guys. Write it down, and yes, absolutely.
It's a writer-downer.
I was like, wow, where'd you get my number? He's like, oh, I saw your ad. Where? Which one? He's like, oh, on Facebook. Mm-hmm. I was like, this is great. So the things really do, like, if you're doing the work, and trust me, it's a lot of work up front, but if you really do dig in, and you can actually make money from another state, if you have somebody who's willing to do that work there, they have to be willing to do the work. And she has 3 kids, and she's amazing, and I mean, obviously, I'd kick her if she wasn't.
Yeah. And one of the big benefits with that is with the virtual environment we got into. How many of you are familiar with job hacking that they were doing? They would get a job in California because it pays so much, but then they would move to another lower cost of living area. So you're making a lot of money, but your cost of living is very low. A lot of people started doing that, and that's why they were mad to have to go back to the office, because they're like, no, I've already moved across the country and I'm doing this job hacking thing. That's essentially what's happening here. Is she's moved to Oklahoma and is able to make money in a higher priced area. What's the average price range in Bakersfield?
$415.
So $415. What is it in Oklahoma? Probably 15.
It's crazy. It's pretty low.
Yeah. So she could make more money getting half of a deal in California, pretty much, than Oklahoma doing the whole deal. Are you going to get licensed in Oklahoma or no?
Still on the fence.
I would recommend not.
Yeah, that's kind of my thought.
I think it'd probably become a distraction, to be honest. If you're making so it's a quantity versus quality. So she has the higher quality deals because of the price point. Why distract herself with something that she's going to be running around just to get maybe a few quantity in Oklahoma?
Mm-hmm. Yep.
So if you put that focus into just beefing up the marketing and managing your team, or building the next person, since you lost 2, to see who can help, that's going to be your moneymaker.
Yeah.
But how many, if you could make money without you being there, you would like to move to another state, and that's where you're going to live, but you still make money forever in the other state? How many of you would like to do that? Right? Like, I kind of like Ohio, but if I'd rather live in Florida, but if I can make a whole bunch of money in Ohio while I live in Florida, that works. That's what Sharon did, right? Mm-hmm. Like, she was in Rochester, New York, couldn't handle the winters anymore. It's the most brutal there is, because they get that lake effect snow. They just get dumped on. And she said, I'm moving to Palm Beach. And they're still selling hundreds of properties in Rochester, New York. So usually what happens with snowbirds is they buy a second home, they go down there for 2 winters, and then that becomes their primary home. Right? They're like, we'll go for the winter. Oh, we're going next year and just staying there. And, like I say, this approach can work for you based on the quality of the team you have at home. She has 1 person that's doing this. How long has she been with you?
6.5 years.
Okay. How did she take it when you said you were leaving? What was her thought process?
She was very excited for me.
Okay.
We kind of had this, this is also another thing. We were talking about commissions and the splits and stuff yesterday. We had to have a come to Jesus talk because originally our split has always been 50-50 for the buyers. And I decided, okay, wait a second, I'm dumping all this money in, and
where'd you get that idea?
This guy Greg over here, he's pretty wise. So I had to fly back out, and I was like, we need to have a come to Jesus talk. And I told her about, look, this is, because we had on her own family deals, I have always allowed her to have 100%. And she had a family deal, but I was working the buyer on it. And so she thought she was getting the whole deal because her family brought the buyer, but I was working the deal. Well, you're getting the whole commission, but I worked it? Wait a second. And she's like, well, I just thought, it's a family deal. I said, whoa. I said, from now on, this isn't going to work. So we talked about it, and she's like, oh, that makes sense. I get it. So she was like, oh, that means I get more leads, more money. Okay, I'm in.
So that's taking money to go to the corporation where you can actually generate more leads for them.
So I take 20%. So it's when commission comes in, before it's even split, there's 20% straight off the top, and then it's split 50-50.
That's what we talked about yesterday, right? For Dawn. Where's Dawn at? Take notes. And by the way, it is better for her team members, right? Once they understand, that means there's more money, more advertising, more leads. They actually make more money in the long run. So like when you first recruit someone, if you told them, even if you told them 60%, they'd say, that's crazy. I can get more somewhere else. Like, well, how much is 140% of what you made last year? That ain't enough. So forget the percentage. Let's look at how much money you're going to make. And that's a perfect example of that, and that gives more money to run a system, to run a real business as a business owner, and ultimately everybody makes more money. What else?
I know, so to go back to the letters, just to clarify, so she mentioned the funnel box. So that was something that you participated in with our Black Friday training, I believe. So you did the funnel box. Those are actually the agent videos. So those are the faceless videos that we've been talking about. And each of those videos, there was like a move up, a perfect home, new construction.
Well, it's actually on the form they had.
Yeah, it's on that
there.
program that you saw. So that is what she's talking about. So everybody has the same opportunity, and that comes with letters and text messages and emails. And I know that last night you were saying like it's crazy because I run the ads and people are calling me and I'm mailing just these couple letters, and the letters are like the moneymaker. So talk a little bit about that and just injecting that into the business, because it's so important that people realize like the postage stamps make money. Put the letters in the mail.
People love to get mail. What a concept. So funny story when I'm like, okay, yeah, I'm gonna sit here and write all these dang things, because obviously I don't know a ton of people in Oklahoma, so I'm the one writing these right now. I'm trying to encourage my extended family there to, I'll pay you. And anyway, so I'm sending out these letters, and I get a few people like inquire, like they'll call or text back like, hey, I got your letter, and then when I go out, I'm like, yeah, I'll be out in a week or two, and I can meet with you. Is that okay? Or I can have Whitney meet with you tomorrow, the next day. Okay, perfect. I had just driven out to Oklahoma this last time, driven 21, 22 hours. I'm literally just laid down to sleep, and my phone rang 11 times. 11. I'm like, what the heck is going on? Like, who is calling me? I listened to the voicemail. This lady left me 3 voicemails. She got my letter. She was so excited. Thank you so much. I'm going to use you. I'm getting ready to sell my house. It's like 1.2 million. I was like, well, that just paid for a whole lot. And so I'm meeting with her when I go back out. As soon as I go home, I already booked my ticket. I go back out to California in 2 weeks. And she's buying new construction. And she's, because her husband's retiring and he's not in the best of health, and so they're all cash, don't owe anything on their house. And I'm like, this is crazy. Like, these letters really work. So definitely don't think, I don't care how bad your hand hurts, keep writing them. They work. Pay for the postage. I have invested, so I have stamps all over my house. Like, seriously, they're, I think, in every room of my house except the toilet.
But yeah, it does work. I mean, those letters, it's tedious. It's a lot of like boring work. But if you can do those things for a couple of hours and make 20 grand, people would not believe that is even real. Like, you guys remember, oh, you can just address envelopes at home and make $5,000 a week. No, we can make $100,000 a week. And that's actually real. People will think that it's some kind of a scam, right? So I think that it's really important to make sure you do have those going, or get your extended family or somebody, hire some kids, do whatever to pay them to do that. What are you doing here? Oh, okay. Look at that.
What we're talking about.
So, the letters are working. What she's talking about is a baby boomer that owes nothing on their house, is downsizing to a new construction where it fits what they're looking for. Like, that's everything we talk about every single day. New construction's been good for you too, right? Mm-hmm. Tell us a little bit about that.
New construction they have so many incentives. I really feel like in Bakersfield, in 2010, 11, they had really overbuilt, and a lot of those sites just like dormant. Mm-hmm. They're framed and just sitting there for a while. And then now there's so much new construction going on again, they're definitely overbuilding. So of course you have all this new construction, and they're like, oh, well, we'll give you a $50,000 incentive, and we'll give you backyards and anything you want to do to upgrade. Well, heck yeah, I'm going to hit that. So I'm telling we're extending all this information to anybody who's inquiring about new construction. Hey, this builder's doing this, or this builder has this floor plan, and they're giving a $50,000 incentive, and they're giving you a 4.9 interest rate. Are you interested? Of course they're interested. They're not paying 7 or 6.5, or so there's definitely things like that. Those are the new construction, because there's so much in our area right now. But the other thing I was going to say too is that, because I was following on Forewarn and tracking that, you guys got to get those baby boomer things out. That is such a big thing. Like, you stress this all the time.
Yeah.
And I was like, so I started tracking it. Man,
just how old the leads are.
Yes,
yeah.
It's crazy.
Yeah.
And I was like, because I put like numbers by everything, and I was like, yep, Greg, he's pretty dang wise.
It is. We are an aging population. NAR says the average first-time buyer is 36. Mm-hmm. The average first-time buyer is 36, which means some of them are 30, but some of them are 45, right? So they're 36 years old. The average homeowner has 44 times the net worth of a renter. Good data to use in your marketing. But the largest transfer of wealth that's ever happened in history is these baby boomers. Whenever they pass or whatever, it's going to really stupid kids. So what you're going to hear 10 years, 15 years from now is, I got $3 million from my mom and I got scammed. Because there's people already setting up for, when stupid people get a whole bunch of money, like winning the lottery, they're going to lose it on everything that sounds like a good idea to them. But in the meantime, you've got baby boomers who had this term aging in place. I'm never moving. I'm staying in my house forever. That was during the COVID years they were saying that, because their house was going up $100,000 a year. Why would you ever sell that? Now that that's not happening, they're realizing quality of life matters. So let me go ahead and sell that asset, get something that better fits my needs. They don't have a mortgage, and they're not using a mortgage. They don't care if it's 19%. They're not in the mortgage market at all. They want to find a home that better fits their needs. So you don't have that drama that we customarily have with those that are price sensitive. Okay? They're not, well, if I don't get 1.2, I'm not moving. They're like, we're good. If you get 1.1, okay. It's not devastating to them, because they're further along in their career. Their kids are already grown, that type of thing.
True.
So with the questions that we were getting yesterday, this is somebody's doing it with one person. Somebody asked me about Sharon Q last night, mm-hmm. and I forget how big. She has a huge team. So it's
3.
a whole different, well, no, but all the agents and everybody else between everything. She started and then she consolidated a bit. But the point is like, you don't need the giant team. You can do it with the one, and you can make that happen.
Yeah, Sharon has 3, 2 of which are her kids.
Her kids, yeah.
And then an admin. Yeah.
But she had before she downsized, she had a bigger team under her.
It wasn't downsized. I told her to fire him, but yeah, she fired him.
She harshly downsized.
You suck somewhere else.
She harshly downsized. But some of the other questions that were coming up that I'm not sure if you have, but I know like Dawn has it for the contracts with her team and stuff. In general team building or holding them accountable, if they leave you, they're not allowed to use your proprietary information or anything from the Greg system or the other systems that you might do. You make sure your people are signing these documents.
They have to sign all of that.
Yes. And that's how you
Nothing.
protect yourself. Because if you're putting the effort and the marketing and the money and energy into building it, you need to protect yourself, because somebody can have a tiff and go, and if they take all of your stuff and they had the password or they have access to other stuff, they take it with you. So you need to lock them down so that they know, like, you don't get the goods without me, and this is why the splits are the way they are.
Yeah.
So just make sure when you are setting these up that you're looking at it from those perspectives. I was just talking to Tammy Hall about this. Yeah, there she is in the back. And I said the same thing, like, this is what you need to do.
Yeah, and this is the kind of stuff we covered at some of the Columbus events, because keep in mind, there's two different things. There's marketing and advertising, how do I sell more houses? And this is more business development. How do I pay my people? How do I protect my stuff? How would the taxes work? How big should my team be? That's completely different from sales and marketing, right? That's running the business. So that's two different things, and frankly, two different conferences that we cover that way. But it's so important to do. I mean, I'm sure you had a great time in Columbus and got to see the
Had an
horses and the
amazing
races and all
time.
that. So it's really a lot of fun when we do those smaller events, because you can really drill down on what it is that your goal is. If she sits in front of us and says, I don't like California anymore, I want to leave, and my spouse is from Oklahoma, we like it there, okay, go do it. And let's find a way that we make that work, that you still keep making money there, and now you've got a little more freedom where you're at. But one of our agents who has since retired as a multi-millionaire, 41 years old, he said one of the greatest things he'd ever done is turn in his real estate license, because now the team he owned the team, but now he's not even allowed to meet with the clients. He's not allowed to talk to the clients. So he owned the team, and he made them do it the right way. And that was the greatest thing that ever happened to him, because he's like, now I have to stay at home or on vacation or wherever I'm at, and the only thing I can do is phone or computer to my team. So, you can delegate that stuff. I mean, how many of you would consider yourself control freaks? You'd like to do everything yourself because you're the only one that can do it that good? So let me ask you, how many transactions in your MLS successfully went through without you handling it last year? Damn near all of them. So you ain't that good, right? All of them but 13. So, that is something to keep in mind, that those deals are going to go through. I know you're a control freak and you think nobody can put the sign in the yard at the perfect angle coming down the street like you, but deals are going to get done without you. So have somebody else that you can trust, that is coachable, and will let you put your foot down when you need to. Will let you hold them accountable, and you will do well with it.
Hey, it's Greg Luther, and listen, if you don't follow this channel, there's a good chance you're never going to see me again. I consistently put out regular content, and it's extremely helpful for real estate agents to grow their business. I want to keep you up to date on what's working so that you're in the know and you can take action accordingly. So be sure that you like and comment here, but most importantly, make sure you follow, share, and subscribe to our channel so that you don't miss out on anything. I'm here to help you in growing your business, and I'd love to do so. Follow right now.